What is toxic femininity and how do these women still get married? Hello, my name is Desperation. I'm dating and relationship coach for women. For the awesome high value woman secrets, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. And just before I will share with you 3 types of toxic femininity, don't forget to take my free self-awareness test to see are you behaving as a low value or a high value woman. And you will find the test in the video description box below. Also recently published my ebook called Devoted Relationships. I put all I've got into it. It's really good. You can also find the link where to buy it in my video description box below or as a pinned comment under this video. If you like my merch, cheese, goals and not the drama, all the links are there as well. So without further ado, the toxic femininity behavior number 1. And ladies, please make sure to stick till the end because it's the 3rd behavior of a toxic femininity that I will share that men usually fall for and even marry these girls, okay? So the toxic femininity behavior number 1 is when a woman behaves desperate, when she behaves needy, when she desperately wants a family, when she desperately wants to get married, and her desperation shows. So when she goes on the date, she maybe moans about her exes, how nobody married her, how nobody wants her, how she wants to get married, how she wants all these kids. Just so desperate to have a family. She's just so desperate for her husband that it's all she's focusing on and it's all she's talking about. And of course, when you talk about these type of things with a guy you just met, you're gonna run for the hills because nobody finds desperate attractive. Because same as maybe you have a fairy tale in your mind, same a guy kind of has a fairy tale in his mind, like he wants to fall in love with a woman. He wants to see her as a prize. He wants to see her as the one. He kind of wants to show off like, this is my lady, this is my other half, this is my wife. I had to conquer her, I had to fight for her, I had to compete for her. She wasn't that easy to get because she's such a catch. Whereas if you're putting yourself on a plate with your desperate behavior, nobody wants that. There is attractiveness in that. Number 2 trait of a toxic femininity is when women think that they behave feminine, but they actually behave very masculine. So what they do, they go for what they want. So they actively put themselves out there and we actively try to seduce men. We actively try to pursue them. They are the ones that kind of scan the room and then go for the guy that they find attractive. Maybe they don't come across as direct. Maybe they will think of some ways on how to approach that guy so it looks like an accident. But if a guy is somewhat wise and he's got some experience, he will know that it was done on purpose, that you had an eye on him and then you ended up being there. Then maybe you started the conversation accidentally and then perhaps you very casually asked him out and very casually confirmed the date, very casually called him after that first date. Then you are a month later, half a year later or a year later trying that he still doesn't say I love you or he doesn't see you as the one or doesn't have any feelings for you. Why is that? Because you are behaving not feminine, you are behaving masculine, and by going after him as a target you are putting him off. Because guys are the ones that are born masculine, therefore they need femininity to complement them and therefore we find femininity attractive. Same as you find masculinity attractive also as a feminine woman. And now here comes the 3rd one, the actual toxic femininity that guys sometimes fall into a trap that these ladies dig out for them. And a lot of times we do put that ring on their finger and we do marry them, and then maybe after a few years we divorce or we just get this very bad image or idea of women in general. So how do guys marry toxic femininity? This usually happens when ladies are intentional with it. So we are wise, we are manipulative, we are gamey, we have strategies on how to get a guy. And usually we go for men with money, we go for men with wealth. Also, it a lot of times happens because maybe somewhere along the line we got very heartbroken, we're kind of angry towards men, and same as many men are angry towards women, right? But the reason men fall for their strategies because the first steps that these women use are somewhat high value, meaning we are faking the high value. We think we're very smart and we think we're very manipulative and we think everything is a game. We're kind of like doing the right thing, but we're not genuine with it. We are faking it. A lot of times the intention behind it is not right. So this is where the guys kind of bite the hook, right? A guy meets a girl, she looks good, she's very charming, she's very bubbly, she's friendly, she's like a people butterfly, she's got this charming social aspect about her. She sounds wise, she sounds like she has a passion, or maybe she's got a big hobby, or maybe she's starting her own business. So she knows just enough to present herself as a quality woman in a social environment. And because she's got elegant manners and she looks good, she's not acting vulgar, she lets men approach her, guys get intrigued by her. Naturally, guys start to come after her. Then as guys start to come after her, she starts to create these jealousy environments where men are aware of each other, but she tries to make it look genuine, so guys compete for her. Therefore, she comes across as a prize. And when the right guy wins, if he is good enough for her, he gets the girl, right? So on a piece of paper, and how these women present themselves can come across really perfect. It's very similar to charming type of guys that just kind of BS a lot, and then, as I tell you girls, watch his actions, not his words, right? And date him for a long period of time in order to find out, is he real? Is he actually who he says he is? Or is it just all fake and there's literally a clown hiding beneath all of that, right? So it's the same with these girls. As long as these girls have a power, we let a guy pursue them, we let a guy chase them. But when things start to not go their way, this is when all the red flags come out. We start to invite drama, we start to invite more jealousy, we start to lie, they victimize themselves a lot, they cry, they put the blame on the guy. Some of these girls even pretend to be pregnant to get the guy to marry them or to get some financial support. On the other hand, if the guy is more on a nice side and he ends up with this type of girl, he's experiencing a dip, whether it's with his finances or his health, etc. And these women don't stay around for long and they kind of leave pretty quickly because they don't see any more benefit for themselves. So ladies, as I said before, I'm not trying to bash here any women, and there are no perfect women, and all of us have some of the traits that I mentioned that we need to work on and aim to be the best versions of ourselves. Therefore, if you notice some traits that I shared here that you can relate to, or you could say like, this is me, and you're wondering why your relationships are not long-term sustainable, why guys break up with you pretty quickly, why the things with the opposite sex don't work out, I would highly recommend you to invest in yourself and to become a woman of high value in order to have this long-lasting, loving relationship. And for this, ladies, I have an amazing course for sale which is called High Value Woman Course, and I literally put all I've got into it. Everything about high value woman behaviors, high value woman patterns, games men play, how to set in boundaries with others, how to be a challenge for a man, and all the tips and advices are done manipulative but in a healthy, high value way. You can get that course on my website, and I will drop a link to it in my video description box below or as a pinned comment under this video. So if you liked this video, please press like. Let me know in the comments below what did you think. Join Greta's High Value Women's School, where we are all in the same boat, learning how to be women of high value and bring out the best in our men. Follow me on my Instagram. My Instagram is called Ladies Relationship Coach. And for one-on-one group coaching or coaching with a member of my team, book me through my website, which is called gretaberishita.com. Thank you so much for watching, my queens. Kisses from Dorset. Mwah.